a great
My top 3 tips for the race will be:
Man, it's windy! This is the definition of
Alright, David, we're walking towards our first dinner in Chicago.
yes,
How are you feeling?
feeling good, feeling excited for this dinner actually. We just came off a pretty long 2-leg flight through Japan, where we actually met one of our mutual friends in transit. He was going from Chicago back to Singapore. But I am excited for dinner tonight. We're going to Gibsons, a steakhouse. It's a 20-minute walk from where we're staying in Chicago. Colin, I know you're very excited. This is your first night in the US, let alone Chicago. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm very hungry. And so began our first evening in Chicago in October 2022. Like all journeys with friends, they begin with a starting point, a happenstance, a brief moment in time where, were it not for turning up for an event, a meeting, or in my case, a running race 4 years prior, I may very well not have been here in the US experiencing one of the greatest marathons in the world with my best friends from Singapore. We call ourselves Soul Ties Running, a group of 4 working professionals from Singapore holding full-time jobs and sharing a passion for chicken wings, beer, but above all else, running. Our road to the Chicago Marathon finish line in October 2022 was, like many stories during the past several years, put on hold with the pandemic, but this only made our friendship stronger with late-night Zoom calls during the social distancing period, craft beer sessions, and eventually in-person training runs to prepare for the Chicago Marathon. Coming into the race, Dave was our most informed runner, Colin not far behind, and Jeremy was tackling a marathon of his own with a newborn, but still accompanied us on our training runs.
Gibsons, we raise our own cattle. We have our own farms, we have our own set of standards. Prime is our A. We created a category above it. That category is called Gibsons Prime Angus. It's named after us. It is not locked out to us. Anybody can hit this mark, nobody has hit this mark. So whether or not I'm the best steakhouse in the country, that's your choice to make.
A couple of Chicago cuts here. One here. Yeah. On that side, here we go.
just finished dinner at Gibsons Steakhouse. We're walking back to the hotel, just got some 7-Eleven supplies, some water, some snack bars. And it's windy! This is the definition of the windy city right here. Hopefully it's more calm on race day.
Alright, we're here today outside the Chicago Athletic Association, queuing up for some free goodie bags by Tracksmith, one of the running brands here.
Exactly, yeah. So the line is about maybe 50 meters up straight and then curves a bit to the left. So hopefully it'll be fast moving and we'll be in the door and get this tote bag. After collecting our tote bags and meeting Deb and Rachel, we made our way to McCormick Place to what I consider to be, out of all of the races that I've taken part in, one of the most impressive, well-run and interactive race expos. Even though there were thousands of athletes queuing up to collect their race bib, the sheer size of the venue meant that I did not feel overly cramped or claustrophobic. So we're in the security line now, and it's a bag search before we go in to collect packets, which is good. And it means security is tight. In addition, the staff did a great job at keeping things moving and were extremely friendly to all of us.
David?
Yes.
How about time? I was like, where's David from Australia? He's missing in action.
Yeah, we kept getting him to come. Yeah, just didn't want to.
So you verified that's you?
That's correct.
Okay. Hope you know your name. I don't know. Okay, so I'm giving you the right bib then. Give you the right bib. You paid for hospitality tickets.
I did.
See the red sign in the back, participant services?
Yes.
All the way to the right, underneath the end of it, it says hospitality tickets. Pick those up and then go through the entrance of the expo. The back wall, you'll see a big red sign that says Shirts.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Russell.
Welcome to Chicago.
Thank you so much.
Have a good race.
Show you how I look.
Danny?
Yes.
After collecting our bibs, we spent some time browsing the official merchandise available at the expo, which included plenty of singlets and shirts, the interactive exhibits, and indulge in a pre-race hazy IPA from the official beer partner of the event, Goose Island Brewery, before collecting our official race souvenir shirts that came complimentary with the race entry fee. The scale of this is so grand. The Chicago Marathon, great job. Rachel, this is your first race, is it?
Yes.
How's the experience so far with the expo?
Oh, very good. Very well organized.
That wraps up our expo trip. We're heading to the exit now. Managed to see Nike store, pick up our participant bag, t-shirt. Nice and quick whiz stop tour through one of the largest and most grand expos for marathons in the world.
Alright, this is Saturday morning, 8th of October, one day away from our race. David, how's breakfast and how are you feeling?
Breakfast is really good. This is omelette, spinach, tomato, chicken sausage, some potato wedges, black coffee, orange juice, or some sourdough bread with strawberry jam. Beautiful, like wonderful. I think, Colin, you're waiting for about the same thing. It's taking a while. There's quite a few marathon runners, general members of the public here. Feeling good actually as well. We walked a bit yesterday, went to the expo, collected our bibs, most important. Then we had a tour from our friend Mayo, kind of looked at the old post office, looked at various sites and landmarks in Chicago. Really good. So now the key today, I think, is to rest, not do too much, maybe go out for a swim, use the elliptical for a bit. But best thing is, I'm sure as Colin can see, the sun is out, blue skies, looks good for tomorrow. What's going through your head today for tomorrow?
Today, you know, what I usually like to do the day before, just relax, you know, get my race kit prepared. You know, I know David, you did yours yesterday, I'm going to do mine later on. Visualizing the race, get a good rest and night sleep today. Wake up tomorrow morning fresh and ready to go.
Nice. Alright, enjoy the omelette.
Thank you.
Colin doing his final prep. It's 4:30 now. Just making sure I got everything. All important racing shoes, gloves, stuff for breakfast, drinks, some race bag. As for me, I'm wearing the top, just the outer layer, and then like another under layer here, and the singlet is beneath, somewhere there, and then track pants, and just some shoes which I'll swap out at the start. Yeah, all good to go. This is at the lobby of the hotel. Put out some coffees, some snacks. Colin's just grabbing some coffee. Got a quick banana. Our hotel, the W Hotel Chicago Lakeshore, was approximately 2 miles away from the start line. On race day morning, the hotel arranged shuttle buses at regular intervals where, for a small fee, guests could take this instead of catching the metro, the closest station of which was a fair walk away.
That's Monroe. Monroe? Yeah. Okay.
Just got dropped off by the shuttle bus. It's $15 a person. I just asked one of the guards as to where to head. She didn't really know too much about the exact place that I need to be at, but in general my area that I need to be sitting at is the south side, so she pointed me in the right direction. So hopefully just follow some other athletes walking down the street here and eventually end up at the right place. It's a fairly lengthy walk, but now I'm kind of going along the south side of Grant Park. And definitely see we're heading in the right direction. Some Bank of America, Chicago Science police officers for security back there. It's still very quiet early in the morning, but I imagine in an hour's time this scene will look very different.
I hit you, that's what it sounded like on the phone.
That's the finish line just in the distance there, so just in 4 hours time we'll be coming down there. Hopefully one piece. Now it's 5:45 on Michigan Avenue. Definitely can see more people now walking towards the start line behind me. Temperature's pretty good, weather conditions are clear. Looking forward to it. Definitely atmosphere is picking up right now. So I passed security at Grant Park and about to make my way into this optional Skyline Hospitality Tent, which I actually used 6 years ago in my first Chicago Marathon. I think it's a great option. It's $150, so it's not cheap, but it is a sheltered area that provides breakfast and also lunch after the race. In terms of like value for money, I think it's very valuable. It's the only marathon that I've done that has this kind of amenity available for just general participants like myself. Yeah, definitely people are now starting to fill it up, so we'll check it out. So I just come through the entrance at security there, got my wristband. So after the race they identify you for what band you're wearing. And so yeah, this is it. A lot of seating back there, so grab some breakfast. Hopefully catch up with Dev, who's also bought this package. Hopefully we'll link up here and head to the race in about an hour's time. In terms of the breakfast spread, hot food here, some bagels, yogurt, granola muesli, definitely all important banana, apple, fruit salad. In terms of hot drinks, I'm not sure where we would get that from. That seems, just in the corner there. Just over there. So yeah, really well catered for. Make sure we just sit down, put up the feet,
don't exhaust ourselves too much with only an hour and a bit to go.
Having successfully located Dave at a table nearby, and with an hour and a half to go to the 7:30 AM race start, I proceeded to prepare for the race by firstly putting on my arm sleeves, cap, sunscreen, energy gel belt, as well as a readily discardable jumper which I would throw away prior to the race start. Dave and I then made some final preparations before heading over to the warm-up area to complete our warm-up, and then headed over to the race start.
Alright, managed to link up with Dev here. It's now 6:10 AM on Sunday, 9th of October. Probably going to leave at 6:30. Dev, we're in the tent now, nice and warm. Got some coffee, bananas. How are we feeling today?
Good. Weather's better than yesterday. 4 degrees yesterday.
Yeah.
What is it, like 7?
Just not bad. Like 7. Off to a good start. You know, atmosphere is quite good. All set. So we've got the shoes all ready. Obviously the tights underneath, singlet, a bit of coffee. Yeah, should be good to go. So catch up after the race back here.
On course, we had the absolutely fantastic support of our good friends Rachel and Russell, who shouted at Colin, Dave and me at various points in the course to keep going and push through to the finish. Their encouragement, as well as the support of the crowd lining the course, pretty much from start to finish, definitely helped me, particularly in the late stages of the race where I was overheating and cramping. Talking through the race, I started out strongly, sticking with a 2-hour 45-minute pacer, and was able to keep up with him until about 30 kilometers. Now at this point my legs started to cramp up and I was sweating more than I should, given the cool temperatures. The pacer had, just prior to reaching this point, told me to discard my gloves and cap, which I had done, and this helped to bring down my core muscle temperature. With my pre-race goal being to finish under 2 hours and 50 minutes, I tried as best as I could to reel myself back to the 2-hour 45-minute group. Unfortunately, I ended up needing to dial back the pace and limp the rest of the way, but still managed to put in a final burst of speed at the finish. My final result was 2 hours, 53 minutes and 30 seconds, almost a minute slower than when I first raced in Chicago in 2016, and well off my pre-race target of sub 250.
We're at the finishing line, just finished the marathon. I did about 2:53 something. Pretty happy with it, but Dev is the fastest of the bunch.
2:49.35.
2:49.35. Wow.
I ran just under 2:54 too.
Well done. We're about the same. 2:53 something, 2:53.30 something. Well done. Thank you. The most important thing is at the end of the race we get this. This is the Goose Island Bank of America Chicago Marathon beer. Cheers. So this is part of the post-race recovery. Anything in particular that's sore?
Everything.
Everything. This is the sub 250 post-race treatment. Well deserved.
These guys are pros.
Thank you so much for your help. Thank you.
Great.
And this is the lunch that's provided. Pasta, salads, breads. So we met up with our lead cheer supporter.
Got a good day
Go
and
there.
a go so tired. Incomplete one.
I was thinking about stopping or slowing down, but with this shouting from the side of the road, couldn't stop. Thank you. And now we're just waiting for Colin, who should be quite close.
Hey!
How you do? 2:53.
Wow, done, man. Congrats.
Thank you. Dad got 2:49.
That 2:49.
2:49.
Wow, shit.
Did you enjoy the experience?
Yeah. I think it was very boisterous. You know, all the different neighborhoods. Chinatown, Little Italy.
Yeah.
I mean, even though the race didn't go as I wanted it to go,
Yeah.
I mean, it was an enjoyable experience. The energy, the vibe. Good experience nonetheless.
Guys.
Well done.
249, 53, 318.
Sun is out. Some Balboa Street in Chicago. Beautiful. Okay, so now that I've had a proper chance to sit down and rest a bit, just some thoughts on the race. Started out very well, past halfway in 1:22, but then from there, especially from 30Ks onwards, kind of faded a little bit. Right leg, hamstring, seizing up. The thought process was just to keep going. Eventually finished at 2:53, so it was a big positive split, meaning that the second half was much slower than the first half. But yeah, overall, great experience, very well organized, weather's beautiful, food is great.
Yeah, so now we're just walking back with Dev. Gonna pick up our bags, head back to the hotel, quick shower, and then the all-important beer tour.
And so, just as quickly as race day had arrived, it had ended. And with a full marathon under our belts, we were able to enjoy, guilt-free, the sights and flavors of Chicago in the remaining time we had in the city. For future participants in the Chicago Marathon, you have so much to look forward to. An extremely well-run race, fantastic crowd support, and an architecturally rich city unlike any other. My top 3 tips for the race would be, firstly, to purchase a Skyline Hospitality ticket. Yes, this will set you back $150 odd, but trust me on this, if, like me, you are traveling from outside of Chicago and want to give yourself the best chance possible of doing well, the pre-race comfort that this provides away from the crowds in the main holding area is worth every penny. Secondly, stay in a hotel as close as possible to the start area. As I covered earlier in this video, I needed to take a shuttle bus. If I were to do the race again, I would want to choose a hotel much closer to the start line. While Chicago's transportation system is excellent, that 1 extra hour of sleep and minimized exertion in needing to walk may, again, give you a better chance of giving everything you've got during the race and not before. Lastly, download the official race app. This is a suggestion aimed more at supporters, as the app has an inbuilt tracking system allowing a supporter to predict when to get to a certain spot to cheer on your runner on course. Rachel and Russell used this app to great effect during the race. In addition, my mum, back in Australia, was able to follow my progress in real time. Like with all my past overseas marathons, I enjoyed seeing more of the US after the race, starting from sunny Jacksonville, Florida, to buzzing New Orleans in Louisiana, and finally San Francisco and Napa Valley in California, before finally heading home to Singapore. If you enjoyed this video, please do let me know what you thought by giving it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or suggestions for improvement, please feel free to pop these in the comments section below. And lastly, if you are in Singapore and have any questions around the local running scene, please reach out to Soul Ties by sending a DM to our Instagram account at SoulTiesRunningSG, all one word. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.